Welcome to the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show. Today I'm going to give you a tour of my pantry and my fridge to show you what a plant-based fridge and pantry looks like. And this is just mine. And I feed a family of 4, so you can adjust your thoughts about that according to that. So I'm just going to get right into it and get started. Over here I have a bunch of different types of lentils. I have some sprouted lentils, some French lentils, some red lentils, quinoa, some black rice, because we don't really eat a whole lot of rice in our family, but if we do, there's a couple recipes that I have that we really like to have some rice. So it's black rice, and it's a more wholesome, healthy rice. There's more of the nutrients still intact. Here I have some kelp noodles, which is great for stir fries or pasta. These are great. And here, this whole section, I have my alternative flours. So I have some garbanzo flour, coconut flour, brown rice flour, almond meal, some cornmeal. That's about all I've got back there. Maybe some buckwheat I think I have back there. And then I have baking powder, because I have a couple recipes that require baking powder. And if you notice, I try to get the aluminum free, just because it makes me feel a little bit safer, and it is non-GMO because it is a corn product. Here I have some dried mushrooms, some porcini mushrooms, and my all-time favorite, morels. We used to go hunting for morels when I was a kid, and I miss them so much. I wish I could find them fresh here, but so far none. I have some raw cacao nibs, and all of these things, or a few of these things, I will show you links of where I get some of these things from. Here I have arrowroot powder, and here I have some bulk packages of flaxseed. I also have chia and onion powder and my cocoa powder. I get them from Frontier Co-op. We actually got a wholesale account to save money, which is not that it's not that difficult to do. So you can try to look that up. Second shelf, here's my bean section, Rancho Gordo beans. Please check them out. They've got a great story, and it's a great product. It is a little bit more expensive than your traditional dried beans, but these are all heirloom beans. I have some rice noodles, because my kids like to make vegan pad thai, and some spaghetti noodles, and these are corn and quinoa. And then here I have, my favorite crackers, Wassa crackers, because I am still struggling with eating corn chips. And I think it's just because of the crunch. I like that really intense crunch, which Wassa crackers have, that intense crunch. So I'm trying to get myself off of the corn chips. And they have lots of different flavors. This one's sesame, there's whole grain, there's rye. They're all great. I love them. Here I have some tomato paste, some organic tomato paste. Just a great, I always have tomato paste on hand because we love tomato. Here are diced tomatoes, no salt added, non-BPA cans, because I have quite a few soups that I make that require tomato, and sauces. Coconut milk, and I have full-bodied coconut milk and light coconut milk, and it's just whatever dish I'm making that if I feel like it needs a little bit more fat or not, or if we're trying to make a more low-fat meal, then you go for your light. And beans, more beans. So when I'm feeling lazy or I don't have any of these guys made up, canned beans. I try to look for the ones that don't have salt in them, but they are a little bit difficult to find, and they're pretty expensive. These tend to be, and Simple Truth Organic tend to be about 99 cents a can or less if you can find them. There's always a sale on them. And then I have tri-blend, kidney beans, and garbanzo beans, because we eat a lot of hummus in this family, so we always need to have lots of those on hand. Apple cider vinegar, because this is good for alkalizing your body, and it's just overall really nutritious. If you put a little teaspoon of this in your water in the morning, it's great. And for women with cramps, I have found that if I drink a teaspoon of this with water in the morning, if I'm having cramps, which I don't usually have anymore eating this type of lifestyle. But this will get rid of cramps, or at least it did for me. Pitted dates. These are great. These are medjool dates because medjool dates are a bit sweet, a bunch sweeter than just regular. And then here I have some nutritional yeast and some dried shiitake mushrooms, tahini for the hummus. Down here I've got some poppy seeds, and I've got a whole basket full of different types of tea, some organic yellow popcorn, some nori wrap, more nutritional yeast. This is a much better brand, and this is non-fortified. Apparently the folic acid that they add to the normal nutritional yeast can be a bit of a problem. It's not actually that good for you. So this is non-fortified. Baking soda, because I use it for all kinds of cleaning things. Some organic unsalted dried tomatoes. And here's our V-Dog, because our dog is also vegan. You can see V-Dog. She loves this stuff, and she's a healthy little pup. Very happy about that. All right, that's the pantry. Now we'll move to the fridge. Okay, here's our fridge. And it's not normally this clean. My lovely daughter thought it needed to be clean before we did this shoot, so thanks to Talia. Okay, we're gonna start with this door. We got a package of chopped walnuts because apparently they go rancid really quickly, so I like to keep them in my refrigerator. Here I have some kombucha. This is actually not Synergy kombucha. This is my own homemade kombucha, which I've got a show for. You'll check it out. And I flavored it with grape juice, and it's fantastic. Here we have our hot sauces, my favorite shelf. We have some sriracha. We have some, well, you can zoom in and see it if you want. I'm not gonna say that because there's some swear words in there. But these are my two favorite types. And it comes from Tijuana Flats, which is a great kind of fast food Mexican place that we like to go. And my daughter happens to work there right now. Then we have some Thai curry paste and some tamarind paste. And those I use in some of my curry and masaman recipe, which is also on my website. Now we'll start up here. I've got some date paste, and I use that sometimes to sweeten, my coffee, because I still drink coffee or tea. It does leave a little clumpy stuff in the bottom, but if you want just a little bit of sweet flavor, it really works pretty well. And here we have an array of leftovers. This is a salad dressing that my husband really likes, which is simply balsamic Dijon mustard and a date, just blended up, and it's delicious. And then here's my famous Nacho Cheese, which is on the Nacho Show. You can check that out. Back here I've got some unsweetened applesauce. Sometimes I use that for baking if I'm making like a quick bread or something like that. Some aloe vera gel. That really we only use if we have a sunburn, or if we have something intestinally we don't feel quite right, we might have a little teaspoon of that. I've got some veggie broth back there, some low sodium veggie broth. And then here we have our almond milk, which primarily that's what we buy now. And I used to do soy milk, but we've been trying to do a little bit more of the almond milk, and this is unsweetened. And there's also a vanilla flavor. This is what my kids really like. And here we have, my daughter made a carrot cake. There's still some left over. And then my chocolate pie, which is gonna be on my Thanksgiving show. It's coming up. Some strawberries, and I try to always buy organic with all of my berries, because berries are on the Dirty Dozen list, which are the highest pesticide sprayed fruit. So I wanna watch out for those. Here I have some salad stuff that we keep, available just in baggies. I would use plastic containers, but I have run out. We use so many. Or glass, or I have the glass Pyrex type of things that you can get from Costco. Those are great. Here's some more leftovers. Some leftover cabbage soup, which is also the recipes on my show, or on the website. I have mushrooms, because I like to stick mushrooms in everything that I can. Because Dr. Furman put out a study that women in particular, if you eat at least one cooked mushroom a day, it lessens your chance of breast cancer, I believe he said by 65%. So mushrooms, get them in there. Here's more. This is a mango, half-eaten mango. A sweet potato that's already cooked to make my sweet potato flatbread. And this is lovely. It was just my birthday and my husband's birthday a couple days ago. So my daughter, my oldest daughter, made us homemade truffles. Aren't they gorgeous? All different flavors. And my younger daughter also made little truffles. They were so delicious. I'm kind of surprised they're not gone yet because we ate so many. And here I have some organic romaine, some cranberries because they're in season, and I love to stick them in smoothies, or even, you know, you cook them up for cranberry sauce. Who says you only have to eat them on Thanksgiving? It's great for you. Loaded with antioxidants. And here I have collard greens and kale from my garden, because we try to eat lots and lots of greens. Some grapefruit and a pomelo, which is delicious. If you've never tried a pomelo, go out and try one. It's like a grapefruit on the inside, maybe a little more mild, but just delicious. Something new to try, right? And here I have my favorite fruit, honeydew melon. I love it. I eat that every morning for breakfast when they're available. I have some cabbage. And here I've got some zucchini. And I like to put that in stir fries, or I make a zucchini bread that's delicious. I have some red peppers. And then these guys are great. These little sweet peppers. I know they're not organic, but they're just so delicious. And, you know, they're easy to have for lunch with some hummus. They're just easy to pack. And here I've got some cauliflower and some more cabbage that we, you know, throw in stir fries and stuff like that. And here I keep all my lemons. We use a lot of lemons to make the hummus. And my daughters like to put them in their smoothies in the morning because they like the sour punch. Here I keep my carrots. Same thing, always organic. Same with celery. My husband eats tons and tons of celery because he loves it with his hummus. Hummus, hummus, hummus. And in here I've got tempeh, because this goes in my pheasant recipe. Tempeh is a really unique thing, and it's really a strong flavor, so it takes a bit to get used to it, but if you want to try it to begin, I would suggest chopping it up really, really small, just teeny little pieces, and throwing it in a sauce or something like that. And then you can, you know, test out the flavor and get used to it before you just go all in and do, say, a sandwich made with tempeh. And then we have tofu. I've got silken tofu and I've got firm tofu. I use it in stir fries, in different sauces, and I also make the chocolate pie. Has got the silk tofu in it also. Okay, and down here, which you probably can't see, this is my freezer down here, and I've got all of our bags of frozen fruit for making smoothies, and sometimes for making just a simple cobbler. It's great just to layer that in the bottom of a pan and make up a mixture of like oats and dates and nuts. Just blend them up a little bit and sprinkle it over the top and bake it for almost an hour. Great. And here I have some of my Rancho Gordo beans that I cooked up, and I portioned them out so that this is one lunch worth. And then I've got some homemade pesto in here that I made. It's pretty delicious. Basil from my garden. And then the rest is all, I have soups that I've made up and portioned them out in big glass Tupperwares so that it's already made. I can just pop it out, set it out in the morning, and then it's ready to heat up in the evening for a meal. So I always try to make the soups and stuff like that. I try to make a big, like a double batch, so that I have a portion to freeze, so that's 2 meals and 1 meal I don't have to worry about. On this side, we've got all of our nut butters. We've got peanut butter and almond butter, some more tahini, jalapenos, my favorite. I love the hot stuff. Some Kalamata olives. Every once in a while I like to have an olive. some jelly, and this is just an all fruit jelly. There's no sugar added. I like to have that on my wasa crackers, some peanut butter, and this jelly. Delish. And this is something my daughters bought, but I don't approve. Okay, and we have more hot sauce here. And an assortment of mustards. I've got every kind of mustard because I'm a mustard girl. I like my stone ground. I like my horseradish. I like jalapeno. I like the Dijon. I like them all. And ketchup, I do Annie's Organic. No sugar added. Yeah, ketchup's a bit controversial, but we don't eat it that often, so I don't feel quite so bad. And I do have a couple bottles of wine in here. I like to have a glass of wine every once in a while. So that's it. And the only other thing I'll add is I always have, if I could turn the camera around, I would, but I have 2 huge baskets on my counter that always are loaded with an assortment of fruit. Because if you're just needing a really quick snack or something to take on the go out the door, grab that and you're ready to go. I love to have that always available. So I hope you enjoyed the pantry tour and my kitchen tour, or my refrigerator tour, and I'll see you next time.